Hello and welcome to 3Y TV's production of the 2025 OSCA Weekend Woodsmen Series opener here from Daytona. I am Ty McIntosh, joined by Cameron Rich as my co-commentator, and Carlos on the controls for tonight's action. This is the Chasing Wild 200. This is the season opener for the 2025 OSCA Weekend Woodsmen Series, and we're going to roll right into this here. Qualifying is going on as we speak. Everybody's getting their laps in, trying to get as high as they can on the grid, and I believe we're going to roll right into our picks here. So starting off with that, Carlos is going to get that graphic pulled up for us.
Yeah, I got the graphic going on right here, and I believe Vic should be ready here with this season's info and list of players.
We're having some tech difficulties over here, but turn that down.
Yeah, no worries. All right.
Sorry, we're having some issues. Yeah, so this season for the picks, we're gonna have 8 of us. So we're gonna have my girlfriend, our series sponsor Tim. We're gonna have the guy that helps me every week in race control, Adam Teepee, Neil, who is the sponsor of the Binks picks, Ty and Cam, obviously doing commentary all season long, Carlos, our lovely producer, and then I'm also making my picks. So I'll be last tonight. Are you ready to make your pick? Just come over here then. I'm done. Yeah. Alright, who are you gonna pick? Who are you gonna pick for half one?
You only get one.
You only get one, so make sure you use it wisely.
This
Oh, she wants Patrick Hahi
Ooh,
for half one.
One of our rookies.
Yeah, one
Michael
of our
Jackson.
rookies. Oh god, don't say it like that. I gotta move Kim up. Oh gosh, it's glitchy.
All right. Well, you're always gonna have things like that going on in the season opener. Of course, as the season goes on. You're gonna see the
Back
big
in the day,
Tim,
every woman
Tim, I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah,
sorry to
watch your
interrupt you.
language.
Who do you got for half one, bud?
I
Can't
am
pick
gonna
Hahi.
go with Bucky, or let's go Dylan Thomas.
Dylan Thomas. Alrighty. Gonna move you down to interview waiting because it'll be easier for me.
Oh, but then I can't see. Okay.
Oh, okay. Just give me.
I
Hold on.
can't see.
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
TP, who you got for half one? You can't pick Hahi and you can't pick Dylan Thomas.
All right, there's one guy who always finds his way he always finds his way to the front. He's an OSCA truck legend of these parts. I'm going with the 9 car. 9
Going
truck.
with a 9 truck.
9 truck.
Alrighty. Can you?
He's not going to speed on pit road.
Yeah,
Not going to
can
speed
you
on
do me
pit
a
road
solid, TP?
What's up?
Do you know how to move people?
Yeah,
Never mind, I got it. I
got you. Got you.
Neil, who you got for half one? You can't pick Hahi, you can't pick Dylan Thomas, and you can't pick D West.
Is it me?
Yeah, it's your turn. You can't pick those 3 though.
Little old me. I'm gonna go with my little sticky note here for half one. I'm going Bojo.
Bojo. Alrighty.
Good old Ray Bracy.
Ooh, I like that pick.
Alright. Cam, who you got for half one, bud?
I'm going out with a bang, and we're going with Nathan Hall.
That is a pick. Hi, who you got?
That is a pick.
At number 99, Gilberto Javier Gomera.
Carlos, who you got?
So Cam, I'm actually upset because that is also my pick. I like to pick. I don't want to pick a driver who is going to be running at the front because they can get wrecked out. But you also don't want to pick in the back. You want to pick somebody that's kind of in the middle. And I was going to choose Nate Hall because I don't have too much knowledge, but I'm going to go with Adam Tall.
Adam Tall. That's a good pick. I like that.
That's
But
a tall
all
pick.
of you are wrong. All of you are wrong in who's
Oh, boy.
going to be good in half one. Half one, we're going to go with the only person that I know of that has more top 10 finishes than finishes outside the top 10 at Daytona and OSCA, and that is the 45 truck of Darren Staff.
Okay.
Good pick.
All right, well, qualifying is just about to wrap up here with just under 10 seconds remaining. And we'll take a look at the qualifying standings in a little bit once the session transitions. We got that beautiful qualifying graphic that displays, but I'm excited for this race.
Yeah, no, I think it's going to be a good show. Cam, you haven't really got many words in, so we'll let you get your thoughts and feelings on what we've seen from this little bit of qualifying here and how you feel about the race.
Oh man, it's great. We got a new season here, new car. Well, it's actually a truck, but new players in the championship. I think it's going to be really awesome to watch this.
As we get ready to roll off the qualifying grid, I guess we'll kind of alternate. Leading off with the pole in his return to OSCA as a full-time driver this time, it's going to be Tate Lytle. His teammate on the front row, Mr. Ray Bracey.
Got David Westergreen starting P3, and the rookie Aaron Evans rolling off P4.
OSCA legend Michael Goodman, or Goody, as we know him, is going to take one of his part-time starts. He's going to line up with Patrick Hahey.
We got old Dusty Dewar in the 32 truck rolling off P7, and then David Carpenter coming off P8.
Row 5 is compiled of a rookie, Mr. Dakota Pignataro, and Zach Evans rolls off in the 10th position.
Dylan Thomas rolls off P11, and Jake Scarborough, he's won, I think, 2 of the last 4 plate races in this league, rolls off P12.
Defending OSCA champion Daniel Gore and Darren Staff make up row 7.
Got a row of short trackers here. Matt Hackathorn and AJ Clemens roll off P15 and P16.
Noah Brown and one of our rookies, Fidel Fabian, make up row number 9.
Neil Rutt rolls off P19, and Adam Peeler rolls off P20.
Couple of OSCA vets make up row 11, Robert Hill and DJ Weeks.
Then we got Santi himself, Santiago Guerri comes off P23, and James Miller P24.
Their names do rhyme, and this was not planned. Couple of OSCA rookies, both part-timers, Adam Tall and Nate Hall.
Our last driver with a time tonight, Dallas Myhan, rolls off P27, and first driver that time, P28, is Gilberto Javier Gomera in the number 99 truck.
Making up row number 15, a couple of teammates, Tynan Jones and Tim Conrad.
A couple more short trackers here, Caden Tufts P31, and Tommy Cap in P32. I'll just finish it out here because one more on the field, and that's Austin Beers in the 33rd spot. None of the last 6 drivers took time, so all those drivers are going to be lined up by their I rating. Well, is it I rating?
I think it's random, I believe.
I believe so. I believe you're right because I looked at it and Gilberto was above Austin Beers, and I was like, that's not right.
Carlos, do you know if we are 1 or 2 to green here?
We should be 1 to green, unless something has changed.
Do you think we have enough time to bring up our defending champ here to get a word with him, see how he's feeling before this race?
I'll have to be very, very quick.
Alrighty.
Are you telling me to do it?
Oh, I mean, I can do it.
Yeah, please. That may be better.
Daniel, it's time for the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
I got you.
Wanted to grab you before you rolled off here. Obviously, you're the defending champ. You got a lot to defend here. New truck. It's Daytona. You qualified pretty well. How are we feeling before this gets going? We got a quick second.
I'm feeling good. New season. The Fed starts now. You know it all. Honestly, I'm just going to do my best to survive here. That's how it's going to be. It's trucks, new vehicle, people learning, new people. Yeah, feeling good.
All right, buddy. Well, we want to wish you luck. Truck's looking great. I love that it's the same paint. Hopefully you have the same luck in it that you had last season and you're able to carry on.
Thank you, Ty.
All right, buddy. Good luck. And I'm struggling. Hold on. There we go. All right. Pace truck's going to go off here. And Tate Lytle and Ray Brace are going to bring us to the start of OSCA Season 10. A return to the trucks. What should be a good show. So we're going to roll into the restart zone. Green flag is out. And we are up and away really quickly.
Good start for that inside line. They're already hooked up much better than the outside line already. You see that truck link gap behind the 7 on the outside. So already, was that the 18 coming out of the pits? Don't think he took the start of the race. No problem there.
Something to point out, like Cam said, those 3 teammates that started 1, 2, and 3, all South Shore Racing trucks. Notably, a very good plate racing team. Tate Lytle one of the best on the sim, in my opinion, that I've raced with. And these guys are getting lined up pretty quickly. Everybody's kind of scattering out. Maybe some people not wanting to go to the front like we've seen before at plate races.
I think that 56 truck is going to be one we're going to be watching all season long. We know that he is very good on pretty much every type of track, so no surprise to see him running up front. Still lockstep with those 3 teammates up on the bottom line, but the 48 is given a good push to the 7 of Ray Bracey. A little bit wiggly there on the front end of the 7. That's something that these drivers are going to have to look out for, is keeping those bumps and those pushes straight and consistent. You don't want to knock that car in front of you sideways.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, these trucks, you think that because it's a truck, it is a little bit heavier, but actually, in all reality, they get a little bit squirrelier, a little easier than the Xfinity car, the Cup car would. And also, if they get turned around, they're gonna go over. It's a really high chance. And I mean, we saw Aaron do a really good job there. He's one of our rookies, full time. He's actually got another rookie that's a part-timer behind him. But so far, so good. Everybody's really in order. It looks like they're just trying to get their laps in, get comfortable. As we were out on board with Zach Evans here, who's an OSCA veteran, qualified pretty well. He's working with his teammate, Neil Rupp, behind him. Actually, that's a line of Binks Racing trucks right there.
Yeah, we'll see if they can maybe get something going here, or maybe get a third line going. I can't imagine they would want to do that lap 3 of the race here. It's pretty early, but those rookies are doing pretty well up front, leading the top and bottom line. So I know in practice earlier this week that the 48 was expressing some apprehension with drafting, but he's definitely definitely doing it well out there tonight.
So we see Zach Evans on board there. You see those gloves. Zach looking very dapper as always. We do have a third lane forming. Adam Tall, I don't think he's wanting to be there. I think he might have got shuffled out, but he's hanging on there, hoping to tuck in. He might get a hole. I think everybody's trying to be pretty calm here.
Really tied off turn 4 with him and the 44. I thought there was going to be contact. They kept it off each other. Ooh, we had some shuffling at the front there. It looks like the 87 and the 48 had some wiggling going on between those 2 trucks. Everybody kept it straight, and still 2x2 here for about 8 trucks deep, I think.
And that's always I think that's going to be the most interesting thing with these trucks, right? Is obviously when you can push like that, it's great. But I've also had an experience where they get hot really quick, and with these trucks, there's not really as much of an aero push or a bubble, so to speak, like there is with the Xfinity car or the Cup car. So it's going to be really hard to keep momentum going when you are hot. So it's going to be interesting to see these guys transition and maybe see if they shuffle around a little bit, especially the teammates that can communicate like that, to take the bottom and then come back up. It's going to be really cool to see.
Absolutely. We've got on board here with Aaron Evans. You can see him on the bottom right of your screen. A little bit tensed up. I'd say that's pretty indicative of how I drive these types of tracks. Just a lot of mental going on, mental stuff going on in your head. You got to keep your pushes, your bumps, even look in your mirror a lot. It's really almost the most important thing here at these tracks. So he's just processing everything he's seeing in his mirror and in front of him, and can kind of tense you up a little bit there. But he's doing a good job for his first time out here.
No, he's definitely learned pretty quick. I know you said that he was experiencing maybe a little bit of discomfort being in the draft and pushing or being pushed, but right now he's doing a great job. He's got Bojo tucked up right behind him, and he's doing some pretty good pushing there for Patrick Hahey as we see the onboard looking back at Pushkin. Maybe Aaron getting a little bit out of shape there, but he'll get his wits about him. I think he's doing a great job. Everybody's getting settled. Somebody's moving their way up is Dustin Dewar in that number 32 truck. He's peeking his way into the top 10 and almost to the top 5.
That's somebody we're going to have to look forward to. He seems to always find his way up at the end of these restrictor plate races. Got to move for the lead here. Bojo going for the lead on the 87 of Patrick Hahey. It looks like he's going to get a good push from behind 56 and the 9. Those are his, at least one of those is his teammates. I believe both of them are.
Mm-hmm.
And, yep, it's right there. You see picture perfect teammate work right there. They all lined up on the outside and then immediately back to the inside once they got clear. So, yep. There's
looking locked in.
Absolute stonker right there.
As we see Pushkin there on the back bumper of Bojo, obviously that's his cat. If you haven't seen Pushkin and this is your first time, get used to it. Pushkin is he's a beauty. He's also very photogenic, and that's probably my favorite thing about those trucks, is seeing what Bojo's able to do.
Just something to bring up here now that we're about halfway through what I believe is going to be a run. We are running 50% fuel load here in these trucks. I was hearing about 15 to 20 laps or so is going to be our tank size here tonight.
I believe that is correct.
So we're about halfway through that first run. It's already looking to maybe think about pit stops here.
Right now, as Carlos is illustrating the back bumper there. So Bojo trying to give a little bit of guidance there on where to push, where's not good, where's bad. As you can see, the X is no. The check, that's good. As we see a lane moving up there. Talked about Dusty Dewar a minute ago. He's got his teammate and a longtime friend, Michael Goody, pushing him. Jake Scarborough in line back there. Aaron Evans want to get back to the front as well.
Daniel Gore in the shot there. I can't believe it's going to be too long before we see all those Redux trucks line up. We know they're always going to be good at these plate tracks. They seem to work really well together, and that's pretty much key. Actually, right there they are lined up, as I say. I think they're just missing the 77, which is a few trucks ahead of him on the outside. So we'll probably see them all lined up here before too long.
Yeah, talking about those Redux trucks. Actually, I was talking with Daniel earlier, and he reminded me about their debut in OSCA, which was Talladega, I think in 2024A. And Daniel actually won that race, the first race he ran. It was a photo finish. It was a great race, but that's a little Redux history for you here in OSCA if you didn't know. But they're looking pretty good right now. It's following their way up through there slowly, and I think that's going to be the strategy. If you go too quick, maybe make a little chaos, it's not going to end well for anybody. As we look on board here with Noah Brown, 3Y TV sponsorship. That's a brand new deal from what I've heard. Carlos behind that. Yeah, looking good.
Yeah, I actually.
Carolina Panthers esque. It looks good, Carlos.
Thank you.
I gotta imagine that a lot of these drivers are probably looking to get to that first pit stop if we can hopefully get it there under green. So probably within 5 to 7, 8 laps. And if we can get green flag pit stops, that's definitely going to change the way this pack looks. I believe it's probably going to split it up into 2 or 3 smaller ones.
Right on board with Fidel Fabian here. Another one of the RKM trucks. Got his, I believe his company his dad works for on board there, Casa Caliente. Mm-hmm. He's always looking to support his family, which is great. Love to see that from Fidel. Longtime friend of mine. Glad to see him here in OSCA and running pretty good right now for his first plate race here.
Yeah, another one of those rookies. Definitely get a baptism by fire here, but there is really no better way to learn the draft than do it in a race and see what everybody does, make some mistakes, learn from it, and really by the end of these first 40 laps, those rookies are going to be much more experienced than they ever have been before.
Yeah, I know they've had a lot of practice, but I think with that practice, it's still not a race situation. You don't really have a timer that you're looking at for when you've got to be at the front. You're not able to really slow things down as much as you want to when you're in practice, like you can when you're in practice. Sorry, as far as pushing and getting a lane formed up, and nobody's really going to be as lenient as they are in practice. And then looking at go ahead.
I was going to say it's South Shore versus Do Good here at the front, but that outside line is kind of dissipated itself. I wonder if these people are starting to try to line up pit stops, but the pack has definitely broken apart just a little bit here.
I've started to wonder, I heard some rumblings that maybe there was a strategy here with the Weekend Woodsmen guys, and I'm noticing that they're all lined up here at the back. They haven't really made a push forward, and I think that this is maybe a fuel play, or maybe this is even just a safety play in general, which we've seen them do this kind of stuff before. Kynan and Tim are really good about thinking strategies out, and as we see more people dropping to the bottom, I think they're playing it safe. But then again, there's some guys going up to the top there. Adam Tall, he jumps up right behind, I believe. That is the, let's see, truck is that? Could you see these paints? That is the 45, or 41, sorry, that's Dallas.
Another 3Y TV truck up there.
Dallas is the co-founder of OSCA, I believe. So this is huge for him. Obviously, OSCA's 10th season. Everything that we've got going on here is pretty exciting. And we're back to the trucks, which is where it all started. So it's a great time here in OSCA.
Really cool to see because these trucks, they were recently updated by iRacing, and they drive a little bit differently. They used to be a little bit of a kind of a flat foot around every track, not a whole lot going on type truck, but they've had some updates, and they definitely drive a lot more fun now. So I think this will be a really cool season, especially with a lot of the new players we have. We have some really good drivers in this league now that are going to put on some shows, I think. When we get to the short tracks, you're going to see some things later this season. Definitely keep tuning in.
I think that's where this truck also excels. Is like it does drive differently than it used to, but also like it makes the field a lot closer and I think a lot tighter. And like you were saying, short tracks with this thing, they're going to be a blast. I know we go to North Wilkesboro next week. That's going to be a heck of a show.
Yeah, we got a bunch of real short track drivers in here driving trucks that you can beat the hell to, and it's going to be something to watch. Not much up at front, or up the front still, excuse me. Ray Bracey's still leading from Tate Lytle on the bottom line. Those 3 trucks, the 756 and the 9, have not gotten off each other for pretty much this whole race. So you can tell they're playing the teammate game pretty well. Nobody's really been able to mount a serious charge to them just yet. So we'll have to see if they can get hooked up in the outside line, maybe after the pit stop.
Yeah, Dusty Dewar, he's up there still trying to make it work. That was one of the things I sent out some feelers to everybody to get their thoughts and how they wanted to have this race go and what they thought would be a successful start to the season. And Dusty wanted to be up here in front run. It's always something that I've seen him do. He's obviously very capable of it, and he's doing a fantastic job. He's worked his way up here, and he's doing what he wanted to do, and that's get to the front.
Getting a really good push from behind right now, and everybody's playing pretty nicely. No naughty moves so far, I don't think. Everybody's kind of just 2x2, kind of just letting laps wind down, and there's really no reason to do anything just now because we are going to get those green flag pit stops if we get there. And those definitely turn every Super Speedway race like on its head. So just get to the pit stop and line up after that, and then kind of see where everything plays out. I think that's really the move here. Number 6 of Zach Evans. He's kind of been riding around that 10th spot all day. I think he's one of those drivers that he likes to kind of hang around a little bit, but he's always going to be there at the end. Just hopefully there's not a wreck, because the wreck will find him. It just does.
Yeah, he's got some really bad luck when it comes to that.
Be on the other side of the track and the wreck will still find him. I just don't know what it is with him. Feel bad for him sometimes.
He could be on pit road and it would still get to him.
Yeah, everybody, it looks like that top line has pretty much went away now. Everybody's migrating to the bottom. Only those 3 trucks on the top. Looks like Dallas, Adam Tal, and I think that is Fidel Fabian behind him. Oh, Hayden Tufts, excuse me.
Obviously, we don't want to commentators jinx anything, but after I did some numbers crunching, we're actually going green for a pretty long time here. This has been pretty good so far. I think we are nearing those green flag pit stops, which is going to shake things up. But considering the average first yellow of the last 12 plate races here in OSCA is about 11 laps, we're already past that, and that's pretty good. I feel like that's a good omen.
We'll have to see what comes up here on the pit stops, because that is another element of the race, because when you're in the draft, you're pretty much flat out, only lifting, braking just a tiny bit, then you got to go from 180 down
here we go.
60 miles an hour. And here they go, fanning out. Somebody was sideways. I think it was Adam Tal.
Oh,
Yep.
no! Trouble!
Adam Tal, Caden Tufts sideways on the entry of pit road. I think Adam Tal spun out, hit the 0-0. We'll have to go back and watch a replay, but that's going to put them both behind a lot.
No yellow, obviously, it happened pretty low there. Oh, Dallas, my hand. Looks like he had to also avoid that, so that's going to send some trouble for him. As we see Tate Lytle, Bojo, first 2 off of pit road.
It's a pretty big gap back behind it's Bojo to the number 9 of Westergreen. So those 2 up in front had a little bit of a better entry and exit stop and all that, but yeah, it looks like that's high. I've seen that many times before. Was it I couldn't tell. Was the 34 and the 0-0 both wrecking simultaneously?
I didn't really get that great of a look at it, but I mean, I think that's something that these guys are going to have to get used to, and that's that pit road entry. We talked about it. Adam Tal being somebody who is a rookie here in OSCA. When you're trying to get that truck woe down and you're coming off of the racetrack at about 180, 185, and then you've got to slam the brakes, that does happen. Obviously not ideal here as we get to look. No, he just got a little loose.
Definitely some contact on the 0-0 from the 34 there. So tough break for both of them. No, Adam wasn't wanting to spin out on pit road entry and definitely not collect somebody else. But we'll see. Have to see if we'll get another caution here sometime in the race, or a caution at all, and get those 2 trucks caught back up.
While we were watching that replay here, the second pack did come down and pit. I do want to correct, that was not Dallas Myhan, that was Darren Staff that was in that wreck. But the Redux guys and the rest of the field that did not pit have come down. They are now re-merging. And we've got those 3 South Shore Racing teammates that are lined up really well. I think this is going to be a great play for them. They've got Dylan Thomas and Neil Rupp behind them as well, but they are up to speed. And this second group really didn't stay as tight as you need to when you get off the pit road. Obviously, everybody's going to come out a little differently. And this is going to bode very well for the South Shore trucks, as I think the 18 is pitting, maybe a pit penalty there, or missing his box. That's another rookie. Dakota learning pretty quickly here the trouble that pit road at these plate tracks can bring.
Absolutely, and as a driver here, Ty, you got to think that 56, or if you're in the 7th spot, that's one of the best feelings when you're up to speed, you're coming out of the pits, and you're flying by other guys who aren't quite up to speed yet. You got all that momentum. You got a little bit of stack up here as the, I believe that was the 70, no, it's the 65. He moved up to the outside laning and kind of stunted their momentum there, but really cool to be able to pass all those cars when you're up to speed and get back up to the front like that.
You know, especially like that early.
As I say that, the race now looks exactly like it did right before the pit stop, so we're 2x2 again, about 5 or 6 feet.
Yeah, that was a good play there by Noah. I mean, it's a little risky, but he and his teammate, obviously, I think the call there was to control both lanes, which, I mean, it's worked out before. And I think, again, it was a great play. It was obviously a little risky. It slowed that whole lane down. It wasn't great. As we see Dakota now merging back up with the field here. Might be able to catch the tail of the draft. If not, actually, I think he should. These trucks do pretty good with that, especially if you hold the bottom. But now we've got Jake Scarborough jumping up to lead that second lane with help from teammate Noah Brown. All the South Shore trucks in line behind them. But it's the defending champion, Daniel Gore. We knew it wouldn't take too long. And boy, has he found his way to the front real quick here early on.
Another shameless plug here, but a group of teammates, 3rd, 4th, and 5th on the inside line. That's Team Art trucks of Miller, Beers, and Hackathorn. So haven't seen them yet all race. Now Toyotas for this season, moving over to Fords. But see if they can do something here. Austin Beers, a new addition to that team.
Austin Beers, obviously. Go ahead.
Definitely know the Austin Beers, he's going to be at the front at the end of all these races. So.
Notable modified driver, really popular around most of the short tracks he's been to. Somebody who's a huge asset to OSCA. Somebody who's won a lot of races. And,
yeah, you might have heard of him.
Yeah, maybe. You know, just a little. But he's going to be up front in a lot of these races, and it's going to be exciting to see as we're catching a little bit of lap traffic up here. A couple stragglers. Maybe a couple of those guys that had some pit road penalties. But for the most part, we've got this pack of about 14, maybe 15. And then we've got a couple people that are split up back to that second pack.
Looks like those two up front are Adam and Caden, the two that were involved in the pit road incident. So good to see they at least got back going, but they are about to be lapped here in about 5 seconds, give or take. Like Caden's going to the apron to let them all by. Adam is going to stay on the bottom here, let them all go around from the outside. Perfectly fine to do that. No problem, as long as he holds his line. Everybody's going to go around him pretty good there.
Oh, no! A little bit of contact there with Matt Hackathorn in the 04 there. I thought that was going to be pretty bad, but they're able to gather it back up. And I think we're going to start seeing a lot of these guys tuck. We got somebody down here on the bottom. It looks like Nate Hall, the 55. They're going to move around him. It's going to be a little easier. Bojo in the wall. Everybody's checking up for the most part. They're going to be 3 wide when they get to him. This is going to be a little risky here.
More contact with a 55 in the 04, so Matt's probably not liking what he's seeing right now, but I think everybody's going to keep it going now for now.
They're going to tuck and get Nate in there. This isn't great. They're trying to get filed back around. He's kind of swallowed into this pack now. There's not really much they can do.
Got the battle of the teammates on up at the front. That's the 3 Redux cars on the inside. Noah Brown, Daniel Gore, and Jake Scarborough. And then the 2 Team R cars of that is Miller and Beers up at the top. So interesting to see Noah pushing those 2 trucks. But maybe probably didn't want to be there. Probably got shoved up there.
So we see back with that whole shuffle happening, these South Shore trucks fell to the back, but they're now getting wound back up. They're all 3 in a line together here. Maybe I expect Tate to maybe make a 3rd lane. David Westergreen's definitely somebody that will go with him. They're an exciting team to watch here, especially on plate racing. They're, as we've mentioned, a good plate racing team. As we're going to pop to the back here, just see who else is maybe tagging along here at the end of this pack. Fidel Fabian and Dakota, they are in the second pack, but the group that maybe wasn't too fortunate here with pit road, Dave Carpenter leading Tim Conrad, Adam Peeler, Robert Hill, AJ Clemens, who is one of our rookies there in the 67. Let's see, what else have we? Caden Tuff's tagging along there. Adam Tall maybe didn't catch the pack as well as he wanted to, by the looks of it. Or is he up there in that front pack still? Let's see. Oh, he's not on the track anymore.
Yep, one of the things that we can kind of see there is the pit stops. You see that the more experienced drivers, they kind of came out a little bit ahead of the more inexperienced drivers. So definitely those pit stops are one of the factors that's going to be deciding whether you finish top 5 or top 20 tonight.
Which, I mean, that's one of those things. I think the second half, now that they've had that experience, it's one of those things where obviously you can't perfect it the second time, right? It's going to take repetition. But once you get that mistake, you're going to think about how you did it the first time, and you're going to try to execute it differently. And I think we're going to see a lot more trucks be able to stay together in this front pack. Still, we see the 77 and the 09 side by side there, both with teammates helping them. But neither lane is really doing a little better than the other one. And we see the bottom start to prevail now. I think maybe we saw those outside trucks get a little hot.
Another lap here he's going to pull the apron, 97 to DJ Week. Going to let the whole pack around the inside. Those 3 Redux trucks on the inside are working really well together. So good to see. Not 3 That's the 45. That's not a Redux truck. That is a RC Motorsports truck there.
So similar.
Yeah, I was like, oh, 3YTV Redux truck. Nope.
It's like I thought Darren was Dallas, which Darren, I mean, he is not on the lead lap, but Darren is somebody that's a great pusher to have here. He's great at the plate tracks. Made an impression as soon as he made it into OSCA at Daytona. So somebody who's hoping to get that lucky dog. I think he is the first car one lap down.
Yeah, those 2 Redux trucks are loving having him behind them because they got a little bit of a buffer back to the other cars. The like the 6 of Zach Evans there. The 09 of Miller leading the outside line still with the push from his teammate, the 19 of Beers. But a little bit harder when you got that lap truck there who's kind of helping the Redux trucks. So they're going to have to really, really get lined up here. And you got to think that Noah, he probably knows the situation that's going on there. He's behind the 2 TMR trucks with his teammates leading the pack. He's probably not going to give them as much of a push as he could have. So
he's actually going to make a third lane here. He's going to go underneath the 19 of Austin Beers with a push from Dusty Dewar to the inside of James Miller as well there in the 09, and they are going to take away the front 2 spots as we got Santiago making it 3 on Hackathorn there as well. A little bit of redux on TMR simultaneous movement there.
Yeah, just like last season. It was interesting how that turned out, but you knew that was coming. That's how teammate racing is going to be, and totally 100% expected. So now it's on the TMR drivers to line back up and figure out how to do something, beat those Redux trucks, if that's in the plan. But tell right now, now Noah Brown, he popped back down to the inside line. Now he's leading his teammates. So 3 trucks in a row there for the Redux guys. They sure know what they're doing on these plate tracks.
And I mean, driver number 4 there, Santiago, he's not too far behind him there. He's 4th on the outside lane, currently running in that 7th position. I don't think it's too long before we see him make a move. We're at 11 to go. Haven't had a yellow yet. This has been fantastic. And I think we're getting to where that aggression level is going to pick up. I think obviously we just saw it happen with Noah there. And that was just to get down to the bottom with his teammates. That's not a move for the lead or a move to really get yourself in a good position. Obviously, it ended up being so. But we're starting to get to where that aggression level is going to ramp up. Some notable rookies in the pack here. Fidel Fabian tagging along here in the 10th position. Looking pretty good right now. Patrick Hayes here as well. Those South Shore trucks biding their time at the back of the pack. Nate Hall obviously sitting back there with them. Not really much he can do other than ride and be patient. I think that's what those South Shore guys are expecting. We've been calm for so long that you've got to think at some point, right? As a driver, when you go this long, it's happened to me. I've kind of went, okay, am I getting pranked? Like, are we going green here? Like, can I go? And then the second you go is when everything's going to start going wrong.
Yeah, but you kind of see it if you watch the trucks here and there on board with James Miller.
Oh,
you see the trucks near the end of the race. We have a bit of a situation where the trucks start moving differently. The trucks are a little more pointy. They make the moves they make are harder. So definitely tell the intensity's ramping up here towards the end of the race. James Miller behind the 32 of Dustin Dewar, trying to get something moving on the outside lane, which just hasn't been able to do much with those Redux trucks on the inside just yet. But they got a push from the 51 of Fidel Fabian. He's hanging there fourth in line on the outside. So he can do, like you said, he's a rookie in his first Super Speedway race here. Getting some good experience up at the pack. Potentially looking at a top 10. We do have another pit stop coming, though, and just a few laps. I think if we go green here, we're going to have to pit in like 3 or 4 laps.
Makes me wonder, oh, it's here we got South Shore boys ripping up to the back of this outside lane. Makes me wonder with those guys that maybe pitted a lap later, obviously they're going to have to take a little less fuel to get to the end than those guys that pitted a little sooner. So that does definitely play a factor here. And I think another thing that's going to play a factor is how quickly can these guys get on pit road, make their stops, hopefully mistake-free, and then get wound back up like we saw the South Shore guys do. I think they're going to be the guys to look at here as far as getting back wound up and getting out to the front. But those Redux guys obviously being in a lane now, it's going to benefit for them as well.
And I'd like to see if those guys further on back, like Conrad, Peeler, that whole pack back there, if they're trying to maybe do something that maybe save some fuel. I can't think that saving 4 or 5 laps at a plate track is entirely viable, but you never know. Something, especially with these trucks, they do punch a pretty big hole in the air. So, well, let's see. I don't think that's the case, but you never know.
They were sitting back at the front there, notably at the front of the race at the start. So maybe it is a possibility. I think if you maybe do a little bit in the first pit before the first stop, and then you save a little bit more for the second, maybe it is possible. I'm not really... That's one number that I did not crunch was fuel numbers as far as saving. I am no actual Larry Mack. I'm just Larry Mack with a T in the front and no A in my name. So here we are.
You can see that entire outside lane is pretty much dissolved once again, much like we saw before the pit stop last time. Now it's just Miller and Beers up there on the outside. It's not going to really probably make a lot of headway there, especially with the Redux trucks in a line on the bottom. So really, probably just trying to not fall back too far now. Probably hoping the Redux trucks pit soon, which I think they might be pitting this lap. Yeah, I think they might be pitting this lap. I heard a call over the radio.
That's Fidel Fabian called out. He is pitting. Got the Binks Design trucks coming down here as well.
There they come. All right, last pit stop of the day. No mistakes. We want to get down to pit road speed, get it on smoothly. Looks like everybody got it pretty well there.
So now this is going to be the trick here. How you got to make sure you get enough fuel to make it. Who did?
Paul.
Oh, Nate. Yeah, it's... Oh, Darren Staff blew his box. Going to make contact with the outside wall there.
A lot of mistakes on this pit stop. Dustin Dewar had some issues. Nathan Hall, Redux trucks off really well there. AJ Clemens there. Jake Scarborough. Good stop there for the Redux trucks. They're going to come out pretty lockstep.
Daniel Gore and Noah Brown are going to get off pretty good, like you said. Jake Scarborough starting to get close to him. And again, I think the same story of the last pit stop there. The South Shore guys are lined up. Zach Evans up there. AJ Clemens, I believe, is a lap car, but he was able to come in and get everything taken care of pretty well there. And nothing else crazy on pit road. Obviously, I think actually Neil Rupp might have had an issue. He completely is nowhere to be found in this pack. Obviously, Darren Staff had an issue with the pit there. Santiago maybe as well. Here comes the second group.
Mostly the TMR trucks and a couple others, so they're gonna have a significantly smaller pack. We'll have to see how they get off pit road if they're able to merge back into the group here. But we only have 4 laps to go in the race.
Not a lot of time.
Not a lot of time at all. Those trucks are not lined up. Redux is coming through 1 and 2 right now, so I think they're going to be pretty much on their way once they get to the backstretch. Yeah, look at this push on board with Noah Brown. He is absolutely in the rear of that 69 of Daniel Gore. Nothing that James Miller up here is going to do. You can tell he had a really good pit stop. Look how far ahead he is ahead of his teammate, but just when you got a train of cars coming, you can't do much about that.
Now, the good thing about that for them is that they were able to get to the front here, but the other thing is these guys that are behind them that have been getting up to speed, they're now the sitting duck, really. Like we see Tate Lytle and Dustin Dewar here, a little makeshift partnership here. They are starting to get the ball rolling. We see everybody else catching up. That's still 5 trucks that are up there, not really packed up, and about 7 or 8 back there. They're going to get grouped up really quick here. So it's not over. This is going to be an exciting finish here. That's what. Oh,
no!
Finish! Noah Brown able to save it way through the grass, though. Maybe a little bit of a miscommunication there with the teammates.
Yeah, we've seen that happen with those two before. The Redux cars have a tendency to bounce off each other at inopportune times. So luck looks replay, but that smells like a push gone bad. 3 cars in a line. Yep, exactly what it was.
Meanwhile, back live here, Dustin Dewar is going to make a block on Daniel Gore. He makes a second one. He's going to leave Tate Lytle out to dry. Not going to be able to block that run by James Miller and Austin Beers, though. We're getting a huge shake up here at the front. The TMR trucks up on that top side, getting the lane going.
Where did they come from? Around the outside. They just, yeah, the Gore and the Dewar trucks were trying to bounce off each other, and that outside line just came out of absolute nowhere. We're 2 to go. We're coming to the last lap here. Got a lap truck up here about 2 seconds ahead. That's going to be interesting.
So right now it's shaking up. We come out of turn 4, coming to the white flag. Right now your front 2 teammates, Daniel Gore and Jake Scarborough. We see Dakota's going to move to the top there. Is that Dakota? I think so. I'm not really sure. That's actually going to be Dallas Myhan. He's going to move out of the way. Dustin Dewar's going to move up to lead that second lane. Tate Lytle's going to have to tuck and stay. TMR is going to have a really good shot here.
Big push from behind from James Miller on the 32. Big run through 1 and 2. The 69 to 77 are not lined up. They're bouncing off each other again. That 69 just a little bit antsy on the pushes. And it looks like that bottom line does not have the momentum right now. It is on the top line. Big run for Dustin Dewar down the middle of the backstretch.
Into turn 3 for the final time. Dustin Dewar's going to leave the bottom open. James Miller's going to fill it. Austin Beers is going to try to get to the back of Dustin Dewar. I can't see that he's going to push too much around his teammate. No run up top. Daniel Gore going to have an open shot to try to make a move on James Miller, and he will. Jake Scarborough not able to go. He's going to get turned.
Oh.
James Miller wins half 1 and a great finish.
Wow, that was a wild. Everybody's wrecking now.
Huge wreck behind him.
The way that race played out at the end was wild. Those lines just converged, and some nasty blocks, I think, definitely hurt that inside line. And here comes the outside line with the 09 winning the race.
I'm being shown Daniel Gore as the leader, actually.
Really?
I don't know if that is an issue or...
iRacing scoring is saying that Miller got it by 67
Okay,
1,000.
perfect.
So, I mean, that was something that we said was going to happen with the trucks. Obviously, they maybe don't push as well. I think the Redux trucks worked really well there together. Maybe just got a little nervous, but James Miller able to sneak through there, make the right moves with his teammates there to get him to the front. Dustin Dewar, I thought, had a really good shot there. As we get ready to run through the results here, James Miller is your winner. Daniel Gore going to be P2, P3. Jake Scarborough, Dustin Dewar, P4. Tate Lytle rounds out the top 5.
Coming up 6th is Austin Beers, 7th Zach Evans, 8th is Matt Hackathorn, 9th is David Westergreen, and 10th Ray Bracey. So those 2 South Shore trucks that were so strong all race were not able to make the run at the end there.
I think that was just a matter of how absolutely insane these races can get. We talked about the run. Obviously, the Redux trucks were out front there. But when everybody gets behind you, they just have so much momentum coming at you that it's really hard to block and hold the positions there. And I think they worked really good as long as they could. Maybe just got a little antsy. But Daniel Gore slugged the hole on the P2, Jake Scarborough P3. But how about James Miller there? That was a move. That was pretty good. That was fun to watch.
Might be a little biased because I own that truck, but definitely good to see him win. He had a pretty torrid second half of the season. Last season, I mean, still came up in P2 in points, but hasn't won since, I think, race 4 of last year. So I bet he's really happy to see that one.
Absolutely, and everybody's getting back up here. So you're ready to start the second half. It's time for some picks.
Think I have everyone up here. I think. First one to make their pick for half two is going to be Carlos.
Are you serious?
Carlos, I am dead serious.
Starting off the season strong. All right, well, you know, I gotta go aggressive. I already had a really bad start. I'm gonna go with the driver whose car I designed. One of the Redux drivers, I believe. That is Noah Brown, I believe, who's running my car.
65, yeah.
Yeah, Noah Brown, yeah.
All right. Hi. You're up next.
Yeah, not a great start. I'm gonna pick Mr. Sunday Drive himself, White Gloves, Zach Evans.
It's a good pick. Cam, you're up next.
Let's go with. I'm gonna go with Adam Peeler.
That's a bold choice. I'm up next, and you know, my pick for half two. I hated that my pick for half one kind of fell apart. My pick for half two is not going to fall apart though, and I am going to go with the 05 of Robert Hill Jr. Love, you're up next. You got it under yourself.
Oh, let's see.
No, not you.
Fine.
Wrong love.
I'm gonna do. We can.
Pick who you got? Can't pick anyone that we've already picked in this half. You gotta pick somebody.
Is Dewar picked?
Dewar? You want to pick Justin Dewar?
Yeah.
Good pick.
Tim, you're up next.
I'm going to go with the main man himself. I'm going to go with a little bit of CTE action in Zach Evans.
That's a womp womp, buddy. Yeah, did you have CTE?
They have things called Q-tip there, Tim.
I didn't hear that one. Son of a... All right, I'm going to go... Can I go Tate Lytle?
You can go Tate Lytle.
I'm going to go Tate Lytle.
Neil, who you got?
So, I thought hard about this one here. So, you know, I picked semi towards the front. We're going to go to the back here. We're going to go with good old DJ Weeks for half two.
I consider that. PP, who you got?
Goodness gracious, picking this slate is tough. I'm gonna go with Dallas Yorhand.
It's a good pick. All good picks, guys. Good job.
So I picked a popular pick. You know, he gets picked twice. I don't know, man. That's a good omen. I think Tim just wasn't listening. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Couldn't be the first time somebody wasn't.
Absolutely not, especially not Tim. So
All right, well, half
look at the
one is
invert.
over.
Oh,
Yeah, half one is over, guys. That was a very clean, fast half one. Are we gonna expect the same thing in half number two?
absolutely not. You know how it goes. How many broadcasts have you been up here for, Carlos? And you've seen OSCA. I've been in OSCA. Cam's been in OSCA. It doesn't happen. It just doesn't. You got one clean half. The next half, it's gonna feel like you're jumping into the gulag in Vanguard or in whatever they call it, Warzone, whatever. It's just everybody's gonna be throwing hands. It's not good.
You've
Got the we got the sky coming down a little bit. The lights are gonna come on for half two. I don't know about you, Ty. I don't know about you, Carlos, either. But I feel like when the lights come out of Daytona, it's always a little bit more intense.
yeah, I agree.
Especially Daytona. I mean, everybody wants to win. 3 wide. Track does get a little quicker. So, and we're gonna have a lot of guys moving from the back to the front. Maybe guys that didn't have the greatest finishes they wanted. And then we're gonna have a lot of guys thanks to this 19-car invert. It's gonna go pretty wild. The guys that were at the front are gonna be at the back. The guys that were the back. By the back, I mean the middle. And we're gonna have a lot of guys shuffling around. And it's gonna start with our pole sitter, Adam Peeler, who I think, notably, I haven't really looked at this either, wins a lot of invert polls. So it's either an insane coincidence or this man plans out to be on the invert poll.
You know, it could be because it does take a lot of planning and math and stuff that we don't do up here in the booth to be able to do that. So I wouldn't put it past him to do that. We'll have to rest the field here. Take it away, Ty. Finish your line here.
So as we already know, Adam Peeler on the pole, rounding out to his outside is going to be Robert Hill Jr.
Dave Carpenter lines up P3, and Santiago Guerre comes up P4.
Row 5, we got Neil Rutt III and Patrick Hodden. I hope I didn't butcher that. I probably did.
Lining up P7 is Noah Brown, and P8 is Dylan Thomas.
Row number 5, we're going to have Fidel Fabian and Bojo, Ray Bracey.
Right outside the top 10 here, lining up P11 is D West and number 9, Dave Westerling, and to his outside, the number 04, Matt Hackthorne.
Row number 7, we're going to have Zach Evans and the driver who had the power push to the front from last to 5th, Austin Beers.
A couple of fast, I was going to say fast Chevys, but one of those is definitely not a Chevy. Tate Lytle in the 56 lines up P15, and Dustin Dewar P16.
Row 9, a couple of Redux teammates, Jake Scarborough and Daniel Gore.
Lining up P19 is the winner of half number 1, James Miller, and Tim Conrad, P20.
On row number 11, we're going to have Kynan Jones and Goody.
P23, we got Aaron Evans in the 48 and Dallas Mahan in the 41.
Row number 13, Darren Staff and DJ Weeks.
Caden Duff lines up P27 and Dakota Pignataro P28.
Row 15, a couple of OSCA rookies, Nate Hall and AJ Clements.
Gilberto Javier Gomera lines up P31 next to Thomas Capuano in P32. P33 would be our last driver tonight, Adam Towle. Had some pit road issues in half number 1. He's going to look to rectify that. I don't actually know if he's taken the start of tonight's race. Doesn't look like he's out there, so 32 trucks for tonight's half number 2. Adam Towle not out there.
Looking at some numbers here, based off pure statistics, when the first half is clean, the second half is not. Only one time has a half gone green flag all the way through here at Daytona. Until tonight, this is now the second time in the last 13 races where we've had a green half. That's very impressive, especially for this being the first time in these trucks for a lot of these guys. First time on the track together for a lot of these guys, if not most of them. That's pretty impressive. I don't think we're going to have the same thing here, not because I don't think they're going to be able to handle it, but because I think when you sit around for so long and you're not able to make as many moves, you're going to want to start that second half off making a lot of moves.
Yep, and they all took the rust off, a couple months off season, maybe not doing OSCA, maybe doing other racing, but back in these trucks now, they know how everybody races around them, they know how the trucks drive. Got 40 laps of practice on them, and now it's 40 more laps of, like you said, pump up the aggression and let it rip now.
Adam Peeler is going to lead us to the green here. Robert Hill Jr. did not start second, so we've got Santiago Aguirre throwing off from P2. Oh!
Missed the start.
All right, well, hopefully he's able to get back out there at some point. Pace car is going to get ready to pull off here. Pace truck, sorry. That's clearly a truck there. We get to the restart zone. Adam Peeler is going to take it away. So far, so good. Everybody's moving. No major hiccups.
I mean, it's been to see how this second race gets out going with the packs and the draft now that everything's kind of shaken up. Now that the guys who kind of finished in the back to half 1 are now up there in the front of half 2, and I mean that's the point of the invert. Everybody's not where they should be. Got to play the race out here.
See a little bit of a move there from Dustin Dewar. He's going to try to make it free wide. Got guys maybe trying to not get too close to the front. Wester Green on the apron, going to merge just fine. So right now, coming out of 4, Santiago Aguirre side by side with Adam Peeler for the lead. Not really a whole lot of pushing there. The bottom pretty spaced out. top side's way more formed up, and Santiago's going to take advantage of that, and he's going to lead lap 1.
Got a third lane foreman on the outside now, Daniel Gore. He's just looking for revenge from half number 1. Probably feels like he lost that race due to reasons of not his doing, but doing pretty well up there on the outside with his teammate, the 77 of Jake Scarborough. We know those two work together pretty well. They were pretty much controlling most of half number 1 and trying to do it here in half number 2 as well.
We talked about the excitement and maybe the aggression level being a little bit different in the second half, and we're already seeing it. Guys not wanting to sit back there. So we're going to see Daniel Gore drop to the bottom. Now back to the middle to pick up his teammate. They weren't quite able to get clear there. They're going to have that third Redux truck of Santiago lining up there with them. And I'm seeing nobody really having an eagerness to sit in this front pack. They kind of feel like something's going to happen, and I honestly do too, as we now have the 4 Redux trucks there in the middle all lined up. Looking pretty good for them so far.
Apparently
Yeah, that's a good point you made.
off the coast.
That's a good point you made there, Tide, because if you look up there behind this pack, I want to say behind, who is that, the 13 of Dylan Thomas, everybody's just kind of chilling back there. I think you can kind of tell they're just waiting. Nobody's in line, nobody's really side by side, they're just kind of Sunday drive back there. They're just thinking something's going to probably happen up here in the front of this pack, and they're going to try to get through it.
We see the Redux line starting to shuffle up, starting to get what they need. Noah Brown getting a little door to door there with Patrick Cahey on the outside there in the 87 truck. As now they're starting to kind of reel back in. Maybe they realize, hey, if something doesn't happen, we're not really in the greatest spot here. But everybody's starting to tense back up as we're still 3 wide for the lead. 2 pairs of Redux teammates followed by Dustin Dewar and Patrick Cahey up there on the outside.
They're doing a really good job up there in that third lane to try to keep track position up there, because those Redux trucks kind of controlling the middle lane and the bottom line. That's a really awkward position for everybody else to be in. Little move there from the 87. Oh, hey, he didn't like what he was seeing either, so he pretty much aggressively took that inside line away from the 88.
We're seeing Dusty kind of get left alone up there.
I gotta think that those Redux trucks are gonna want to get lined up instead of doing a 2x2 lockstep up at the front of the pack, because that's a lot more vulnerable than just being lined up.
Yeah, especially when you're not in the lead. It makes it a little harder to take control of the race and to keep control of it. I'm starting to see that second lane form up here. Yeah, it's well, I started to say the second lane. Bojo said, did you say 2? You meant 3. As he's going to start with a push here from Tim Conrad and Caden Tufts, a couple of weekend Woodsmen teammates, title sponsor of the series.
Still 3x3 here for those. That third lane will not give up on the outside line. I don't think people are going to want to. I think they're thinking that if they keep it like that, then it's going to be harder for those Redux trucks to line up. But let's see, because it's definitely looking like they have the upper hand just a little bit here. But the 87 of Ha, he's kind of a lone wolf by himself now, holding off 4 Redux trucks behind him. So he's doing a good job out there.
Doing a pretty dang good job. I mean, to be holding off the defending team champions and the defending champion as a rookie is pretty impressive. And he's doing all of that at once, as we see Jake Scarborough now with a good run there on the outside. Maybe a little formed up. Better than the bottom. That pack is now catching up, so I think it's going to get a little closer here. Dusty not looking too comfortable there. Scarborough's going to lead this lap.
See the Redux trucks. No surprise to anyone, doing a really good job out there, controlling the lines, doing the moves they need to make to be able to keep their trucks in line and keep them drafted together and back down to the bottom. Made quick work with that 87 out front, so don't know if 87 has any teammates near him, but he's going to want to do anything. He's going to have to find one of them here pretty soon.
I believe he is a do-good truck. So he's got Dusty not too far behind. Let's see. Yeah, he is a do-good truck. I don't really see either of the other 2 teammates up here, but he's actually, no, Dave's right there. So we're doing okay. He's all right. He's hanging on. As Bojo's now going to get to the lead of this thing. Some help from Tim Conrad. Tim, somebody who's pretty good at dirt, but also gets up here every once in a while at these plate races and likes to have some fun. So he's also dressed up in a Bucky's Beaver outfit tonight. So Tim's not just looking good on the racetrack, he's looking good doing it.
Absolutely. He's a scary good dirt driver, too. I've raced against him on the dirt. Definitely knows what he's doing there.
There he is!
He's got a fan!
I believe that is his lovely
VR
wife.
What is she watching? He has a headset on.
She can see the screen, I believe.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the way that it works is it's like with other VR headsets where like they can still see what you're looking at. So hopefully she's not motion sick. Vic making Tim aware that his wife is watching over the race video there.
Give a shout out to Tim's wife.
Oh, can you imagine if Tim were to wreck right now? I'm sure his wife will never let him hear the end of it, no matter what happens. And honestly, I wouldn't either. I mean, you know, if that's one thing you can get over him, that's a pretty good one. I watched you wreck in your virtual race car. Up 15 positions, Tim Conrad. Austin Beers was Rocket Man last time. Well, Rocket Man's pole winner. I don't know what we would give it. As Noah Brown gonna make a move that maybe wasn't appreciated by the 7 there. That was a big push. Bojo did not seem happy, and if he didn't lift, I don't blame him.
Yeah, kind of an uncommitted move there. Uncommitted move from the 65. He looked like he thought about going up, went up halfway, and then kind of just confused everybody a little bit. But that's aggressive super speedway racing right there. It's got to do.
Caden Puffs now looking at the outside of his teammate, Tim Conrad. Dusty started to follow, decides not to. Oh, goody! Doors the 67. The 67's out of shape. Almost up and over.
Yep. No caution, no caution.
Wow, what a save. I know he spun it out, but that was a wild save. We'll have to see if we'll get an admin caution here or something, because to kind of break up the pack a little bit. Nothing yet. It's still rolling. We'll get a replay of that. We'll see that here. It was a whale of a job from the 67 to keep it going straight after he got spun, though. Wow.
I think Clemens came up.
Yeah, just a little bit of contact there. Let's see if we can get a look behind Clemens. So it looked like he had gone up to try to get to the middle as Goody tried to come down.
Can half my drivers stop getting involved in incidents?
Aaron Evans went through the grass to avoid that after making some pretty decent contact with the 67.
Here, we're on board with 41 of 41.
This is Darren's stat.
Darren, yep. Through the grass, hitting all the bumps in the grass, back up on the track. We're going straight.
Everybody able to keep it clean. No yellow. Yeah, great avoidance there from Darren and Aaron. Very close to a blowover there from AJ Clemens. That would have been my Larry Mack moment of breaking down how that happened, but unfortunately we're not there yet. But as we look back at the front, the Redux trucks now able to take full advantage of this. Most of the pack had to lift to avoid that. That happened just inside the top 10 with a little bit of contact from the 44 and the 67. But right now the Redux truck's looking pretty good. Dusty Deaver's still up there doing his thing. He finished very well in the first half. As everybody else that's barely hanging on to this lead pack is trying to catch back up. Unfortunately, I think that was really a wrench in a lot of guys' plans there. Everybody that lifted, I know the South Shore guys did, at least a couple of them did. So a lot of work to do to rebound from that for those guys.
If
yeah,
you're Redux Racing, sorry Cam, if you're Redux Racing, what's stopping you from just blocking, going side by side 2 lanes?
Probably an eager 32 truck, if I had to take a guess. Maybe,
I would
see.
Eager 32 truck. I would also say, like, I feel like that's putting 2 trucks at risk, or 4 trucks at risk, sorry, rather than 2 trucks, because if you've just got one pushing the other, it's not as bad, because you can just have those 2 trucks kind of sit and kind of take care of everything, but I don't know. It's definitely a play. I don't know if it's D1, though.
And yeah, we did ask all the drivers questions for the season, and that driver did say that he was out here to win. So he's doing pretty well on the outside line there. He's winning that race on the outside line to try to get that lane a little bit ahead of these Redux trucks. But like he said, he did do pretty well in that first half. It's just a matter of having the teammates now. There's kind of Jones going a lap down. Quick update on him while I have him. He dropped out of the pack on lap 1 and lost the draft. So no mechanical issue, no wreck for that driver, just lost the draft, and now he's back in it.
What's Redux's favorite cheese?
Collective favorite cheese.
I can answer for a couple of those drivers. Everybody went a different way. As I pull up my notes here, if we're looking in regards to the 69 Daniel Gore, sharp cheddar is one of his favorite, but he wanted me to remember, as he and I always say, there's no cheese in prison, Gromit. Can't say Noah Brown's, just because...
he didn't answer?
No, he did. He answered. Just, I don't even know if that's PG. So,
That's for,
we're gonna not...
OSCA After Dark.
Yeah, that's the past 12 o'clock variant. Jake Scarborough, extra sharp white cheddar. And then we turn to Santi. I don't know what this means. That stinky Mexican cheese.
I know what he means. I don't know what it's called.
He said that it busts on a quesadilla, dude. So, Carlos, if you is it like a queso cheese? Is it like a dip cheese? Like what are we looking at here?
I've heard of it. I don't know the actual details.
Okay, all right. Well,
what about your cheese? For me, I don't really have a favorite cheese because I like cheese as a whole. But my go-to cheese is Swiss cheese.
See, I'm an American cheese, but not like I'm talking like the cheese, the American cheese you get at Subway. I'm not a ramen guy. I've never had ramen noodles in my life. I'm very picky eater.
If you make ramen noodles,
I am.
put a slice of cheese, of American cheese, on there. Let it melt, mix it up. Really good.
I gotta say, I'm a pepper jack person myself.
Okay, that's fair. I know a favorite in the OSCA garage here was Munster. A lot of guys like Munster. Mozzarella was one of Zach's favorites. Zach Evans. I saw some provolone. I saw a little bit of mozzarella. So you never know. I've learned a lot. And speaking of cheeses, Dustin Dewar is a cheese expert. His favorite cheese is cheese that's aged at least 8 years, preferably. Didn't know that.
Cool.
I didn't know one could tell the difference. A quick shout
I
out.
have the answer to the Mexican cheese, man.
Okay.
Oh, they're all going down per road.
Oh shoot! Oh, dude, we're talking about cheese. Oh no!
Well,
Jake Scarborough, oh, Santi!
Oh no!
Oh,
The collapse. Oh, they saved it.
That was almost a generational Noah Brown moment. That was not Noah Brown.
We're gonna have to check pit speed on that 88. He was a little.
No, they're all good.
Line,
they're all good.
They're all good.
That is a miracle.
Oh,
wow,
he missed it. He missed it. He still missed it.
Oh no. Can we get an onboard look at the 88, please? I gotta know. As his teammates are now leaving pit road, Santi's a little bit behind. And he's doing a burnout. That's not good. Oh no. Daniel Gore, Noah Brown, Jake Scarborough, they get going. They're going to certainly lead the pack. That's as close as I think we've got to a certified Noah Brown moment with it not being Noah Brown. That is, yikes. As we see now the second group coming in, all the South Shore trucks, some of the TMR trucks as well, as we are reaching the halfway point of this half with yet again no yellows.
Yeah, it's wild how this race is playing out here, and those a little in the wall for the 9. Looks like they'll be fine though. Interesting way to end pit park.
All right, last subject on the cheese talk. I believe the stinky Mexican cheese that he was referring to is queso cotija, which is Mexico's answer to an aged Parmesan. Cotija cheese takes its name from the town of Cotija in Michoacan state. It's a strong smelling and tasting salty aged cheese.
Ooh.
I want to give a quick shout out here to Thrasher the Black Stallion in chat. Thank you for being in the chat, and we are talking about food. So, what kind of cheese do you like? Drop it in the chat.
I see. This is the thing. Thrasher's one of my close friends. Been close friends with me for a while. I don't know this about Thrasher. I actually I'm curious though. After knowing a lot of everybody else's favorite cheeses, I'm now curious. But on the cheese debate, we talked about them earlier. The Redux guys are 1, 2, 3 back out in front, and I don't really see a group that's close enough to really have anything to say about that right now.
So far, they're cheesing this race pretty well.
See what you did there. I like that. That was good.
Cam, what is Cracker Barrel cheese? Your wife is saying it's lit.
It's the cheese you get from the grocery store. It's like the sharp cheese, the block cheese. It's branded Cracker Barrel. I don't think it has anything to do with the restaurant. It's just Cracker Barrel cheese.
So is it like you got to grate it yourself kind of thing?
Yeah, it's like a block.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not.
That's it, or grate it.
You grate or slice?
I'm not a home grader. I don't really do that.
It's pretty good though. I can't say I hate it too much. This race here is looking like an old school plate race with how spread out it got after the pit stop. So we got a lot of single file, a lot of space between cars, and yeah, the South Shore trucks, Western Green and Lytle, they're within a second of that Redux pack. I think they're going to be fine to be able to stay in there, but you definitely a lot more space behind them. 2 seconds back to the TMR truck. So
I
gonna need some work here to catch them all up.
They've got a decent shot here. If they can get down in front of Nate, I think they're going to catch these Redux trucks either way, and we're going to have us a 5-truck pack. And then obviously, with 20 to go, I think when you're looking at who's leading the second pack, you've got Austin Beers, James Miller, who obviously just won half number 1. Those TMR guys, I think they should have a decent shot at catching these guys, unless I'm completely wrong. But they're actually cutting into that gap pretty profusely right now. We're watching them cut it down 1/4 of a second in about 3. So.
Yeah, that interval just went from 2.4 to like 1.4, so they are definitely. I think I'm not sure. I guess when that second pack converged with the Redux trucks, they got slowed down a little bit. But see them right there, right to the right of the screen. 55 of Nate Hall. He's a lap truck in the mix there still. I believe the 45 is there as well, also a lap down.
As they're going to try to move out of the way, and I mean, that's just rookie inexperience there. Nate trying to move out of the way. Maybe not the greatest way to do that, but as we see now, the South Shore trucks want to make a move without help. David Westergreen to the top. Tate Lytle going to follow. I don't think that it's necessarily the worst look, especially with that run coming behind you. Maybe you want to try to get in front of it before they can do anything with it, but it's going to stall out pretty quickly here.
Yeah, that 45 truck, he's kind of the wild card here because whoever he goes with, now he went to the top, but they're obviously going to get more help, whoever he goes with. So even though he's not up there in the pack in the convention, he is going to influence how this goes. Looks like he's kind of backed up to it anyway to kind of let him sort it out. So I think that's a good move. Not the biggest fan of lap cars up in the mix of restrictor plate races myself, so good to see him do that.
Yeah, he can do that because the guy behind him is Kynan Jones, and he's further away back. So Darren can back off without having pressure of Kynan passing him for that left dock position.
Insider information that Thomas Capuano is indeed asking in his car, is that Kynan Jones?
That is.
Yeah.
Obviously, if we're speaking on Thomas Capuano and Kynan Jones, I think it's no history that those two have had a couple issues. Hopefully we're able to not have that this season. I think they've done a great job of giving each other a lot of space when they're around each other and maybe a little bit more room.
Heart rate's good.
Yeah, no, 93 on the heart rate scale. When Kynan Jones is below 100, I think that's a good day. 9 times out of 10, I think I'm always telling him after these races that I think he needs to see a cardiologist. Yeah, no, that was a big word for me. I had to figure out which one it was, but I did that. So thank you, Carlos. I needed that. I needed that today. As my voice is cracking, I'm losing it.
Yeah, I just want to point out that in other situations, we've seen Kynan Jones' heart rate go up to about 180, 190, which is quite a bit for sim racing. We have a battle for the lead here. It looks like Noah Brown has decided to not help his team anymore. He's gone to the outside, got pushed south through short truck. 48 of air. Oh my god, that was not good right there.
Jump scare.
Big jump scare. 48 of still sideways off turn number 4.
That car is damaged. He may have some suspension damage that he isn't either aware of or isn't able to properly adjust to it. Because when I forgot who it was, but when that truck got turned around, Aaron hit that truck hard. That's why he's very slow compared to the others.
Definitely a little bit of aero damage and probably some suspension there on that truck. We got another line of about looking like 12, 13, 14 here to start up the last 15 laps. So still got all these Redux trucks up here. They are not nose to tail anymore. They are now separated by a couple South Shore trucks. Tate Lytle there in P5 and David Westergaard in P2. So I don't know, Ty, if you're a Redux truck here, what's the plan? You kind of got broken up a little bit here. Noah's out there leading, but I don't know if I can. I don't know if you can, even as a teammate. I don't know if you can plan on your teammate helping you if they're leading, because they want to win the race too.
Well, and I think as we run on board with Tate here, it brings me to my point here. If they make a move and they try to get with Noah, they potentially line up Tate Lytle and David Westergreen as we see a huge run coming from the 32 and the 87 to the Do-Good trucks as they're going to blow Tate's doors off here. But I think that they make a move. They open up that opportunity for South Shore to get back together and link up. But it's not going to matter because Noah Brown's going to throw a good block on the 87 and the 32 who have made an absolute insane run. And that's going to give David Westergreen the momentum on the bottom after Noah had to stall out that second lane. And we now have a race on our hands, gentlemen.
I think we've seen the 65 of Noah Brown. He's acting like he's a little more interested in getting himself to win than he is helping his teammates. He probably will do it opportunity arise, but he's definitely not going out of his way to help the 69 or the 77 behind him now, and he's blocking, taking all the pushes he can get. So we'll have to see. I've seen situations like that in myself where I've been teammates of that driver who's trying to win the race, and 69, the 77 line up near the end, and they cut him out to dry. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here, because the Redux trucks, when they're around each other, there's going to be fireworks somewhere on the track.
Yeah, no, and I'm seeing Austin Beers maybe having a little bit of frustration here in the text chat. He's telling them to stop racing, speed up the process. So I'm guessing that means that the second pack back here is formed up pretty well and maybe gain it. So I'm actually going to take a look at that here. We look at Gilberto Javier Gomera, who's leading it. They're moving pretty good. So
yeah, they're going to be there in a couple laps if they keep that up. So like the first pack got the memo just a little bit. I say that. Back side by side up at the front. Patrick Hahi, he's one of our rookies in this league. Maybe haven't given him the credit he's deserved tonight, but he's done a fantastic job of getting up there in the front, keeping himself up there. He's battled against the Redux trucks with just him and the 32 and those Do-Good Motorsports machines. A little bit of sideways there. It's like the pushes are getting more aggressive.
yeah, I think it's not going to be too long before we see yellow number 1 on the night here. But looking at the lap times of the second pack, jumping around between the 47 4s and the 47 7s, we move up to that second pack, and where they're a little bit quicker this time, I think it's because they sorted it out, but now they're not. They are definitely going to lose a little time here, side-by-side racing like this. But Gilberto Javier Gomera, that second pack, they are coming, and they're coming quick. And
if this first pack decides to wreck, which they are trying to do every couple seconds ago or so, that second pack might be in a pretty good position. So they're not out of it. 10 laps is a very, 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 very long time at Daytona. 32 is looking to go in front of the 65, not clear.
Got just a little.
Ty said,
am I getting clowned?
Yeah, you're being.
I thought about it. I just didn't. It's not very professional to say that myself. There's an Instagram group that if there was an OSCA version of it, I'm sure I would be on it multiple times.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I watch that.
Yep.
Every single week. Every single week.
I love it every week, but I'm on it if there's an OSCA one, and I'm sure there should be at this point. As Carlos just heads up, we're having a little bit of trouble there with your. Oh, we're back. Never mind. We're good.
Okay.
Yep.
I think Matt may have just been on Discord side.
Before I was getting called out by good buddy Seth there, I was going to say that Dusty Dewar needed to be a little bit more quick on that decision to come down and be with his teammate. I feel like it just took a little too long. And Noah Brown, somebody that's going to pounce on those mistakes when you take a little long. So
Absolutely. Somebody who doesn't even think twice about shoving it down the inside, or even on the outside, wherever there's an open hole.
Seth, no flips yet. No yellows either. I'm really sad.
We've almost had a flip.
We almost didn't have a flip. Seth Rawls is a flip guy. He loves flips. He's a flip enthusiast.
I got a
We have
Samsung
had a
flip.
car get off the ground, but no caution.
As this second pack is not catching up anymore. They've single filed out up here, and they are moving. Dallas Myhan, notably, no VR headset this time.
Yeah, he's having issues.
Okay.
Oh, no, that's
Well,
not good. Oh, it's back.
Um,
Whoa!
Oh, hey! Little Will Ferrell screenshot there. Or a view of Will Ferrell. Was it not Will Ferrell? I thought that was... Oh. That is not Will Ferrell. That is Steve Carell in the middle, though. I think I'm probably wrong. I don't know. There's a lot of people I don't know. But Dallas looking good there. We're here for OSCA season number 10, mentioned earlier. Co-founder.
Season X.
Season X. Follow OSCA on X. Badoots. I hate my life.
I don't believe that 41 is full time though. Is
No, he is.
He is.
He's
Full
back.
time for Arcade Motorsports.
Oh, he is. Okay.
Yeah, if you, so for new this season, every team has 4 drivers, and any part-time drivers cannot race for a team. They have to race for themselves.
That's a good call out for one of the new rules this season in OSCA.
As we're gonna have some pit stops here. Our lead pack calling out they're gonna pit. Patrick Ahey coming in. Noah Brown. With a Chris Wright pitting in. Call for him. If you know, you know.
Here we go.
Here they come. All right, last one of the night.
Everybody's gonna get in pretty clean. See Noah Brown lead him in. David Westergreen with a pretty good run in there into the pits. He's gonna enter P2. Everybody hopefully makes their job simple getting out of here with no rush. Second
Nothing
pack is
catastrophic.
coming. Oh,
If
Noah
you
Brown.
if you would have told me after the practice sessions that the races would have gone like this tonight, I would have tried to sell you some lakefront property in Kansas.
Yeah, no, I think I was calling out that we were gonna have at least one flip. We haven't had none, and I don't even think I could commentator's curse this right now, Cam. I really don't. I think I tried. I'm not gonna lie. When I was talking about the yellows, I did try. I was hoping maybe a little, give us a little bit of excitement. No, not even a little. No inkling.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'll curse it here. Maybe we can go caution-free to the end.
Well, why'd you say
It's
that?
definitely.
Well, we're desperate, Carlos.
How many
But-
times has OSCA had 2 clean halves?
Out of the last 12 races, none. Only
No,
one time.
Ever.
Ever?
Yes.
None. I mean, it's not happened, but I said that at the beginning of this race. I said it's not going to happen, and it might not happen. Oh, we're going 3 wide with a lapper at the front. Okay. And their teammates. That's crazy. But okay. Well, I meant the cars that pitted. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're getting a little dicey up here. Austin Beers, James Miller, Matt Hackathorn, TMR cars. They're going to come down pit road this time. Make it 4 to go. A late call there, which, I mean, they do have to take less fuel, so maybe it will work out for them, and they're coming in as 3 truck.
How? Darren Staff got a furled black flag.
Furled?
Yeah, furled.
Huh.
How does that happen? So for those that don't know, I believe that's a black flag you have for cutting courses at a road course.
Which, newsflash,
We're
we're not on a road course. I don't know how that happened, but, sure.
3 weeks ago.
Yeah, he got it, and then it got cleared almost instantly.
We've got those TMR trucks coming off of pit road right now. They're not going to quite get up to speed, so it's going to be tricky.
Yeah, quite easily, Redux truck. We're able to get around them. They got 3 in a row now. Patrick Hahi has lost his teammate, Dustin Dewar. He's 12 seconds behind this back now, so.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, no! Noah Brown!
That's a
Oh,
caution.
Noah Brown gets
Of course,
turned by
it's
the
the driver I
87.
picked. Now, he might be okay.
Maybe
First
just
caution
not expecting a check up there. Oh, never mind.
What?
I just had a chance to look at the replay there. That was trying to get around a lap car, really. I think it's just a rookie mistake from Patrick. Nothing.
Well, let's see what happens there. I think they both did move a little bit, but yeah.
Maybe a little more out of the 87 than the 65, but overall, just trying to get around a lap car, maybe a little bit of miscommunication.
Yeah, I'm not sure the 87 should have been really trying to go for that move right there in that spot, but
I don't think he was
Didn't
trying to. Now that initially I thought he did, but like he's following Noah Brown, and then Noah Brown goes low and then goes high up to his teammate. He goes up high way too much and then tries to come down. At the same time, Patrick is thinking, okay, I'm gonna go side by side since I have the momentum, and they just make contact. I do kind of think it is more on Patrick Haughey, but I might even be so inclined to even put this as a racing deal.
That is the call from Race Control. Race Control is a racing deal. I did see where Patrick did move up and Noah came down. I think Noah was more not expecting Patrick to be there, and then Patrick went to go around James and just ran out of room a little bit. But
I
all
don't
was
think
good.
Noah expected his truck to go as high as it did.
yeah, a bit of an odd one there. But
We almost had
so no penalty for the 87 because he did not get that caution called on him. He will remain fourth on this restart as long as he doesn't come down for third.
Oh wait, how did James Miller get passed?
I
He
believe,
was the truck. He was the truck they were passing.
yeah.
Oh, okay, so it wasn't for a lap down, it was a position down.
Yeah, it was James and Matt.
I believe I did say lap car. As normally that's
No,
a situation that happens in. But
I thought it was a lap car too.
it just felt weird. But no, that was James Miller on the lead.
Well, now the floodgates
And
are
I mean,
open.
it worked out for him. He got a caution and he's P3 now. So I don't think he's gonna be too perturbed by it.
So I believe
All right, well,
this is going to be a first green white checker.
Yeah, first yellow of the night, first green white checkered of the season.
we went 77 laps at Daytona without a caution in truck. That's pretty good.
Especially for the first time that this field has really been together and had the opportunity to run together. This is pretty impressive, and we haven't had to bring anybody up about a wreck, so obviously not too much of a chance to talk to the drivers tonight, but we did talk to Daniel Gore earlier, and he's looking pretty good right now, so maybe that was a good omen for him.
Yeah, let me see here. Do we have some time to bring up the 87?
Yeah, we do.
All right, let's bring up the 87. I had a little bit. I know he was involved in that incident there, but he's had a stellar night tonight, so I just want to see what's going on through his head. Patrick, this is Camera Rich up in the booth. You got a copy?
10-4, I got you.
Hey man, I know you had a little bit of incident there with Noah. Little unfortunate at the end of the race here, but you've had a really good night tonight. Stellar performance, I'd say, from one of the rookies. Been up there all night, been up there battling with the Redux trucks. What's your plan for the end of this race here?
Well, first I have to thank the teammates for helping me get up here. Without them, I wouldn't be able to. But yeah, the contact was unfortunate there. Just trying to split the lap car didn't work out. We're gonna have to see what happens here, but I'm probably just gonna push the 70s, not the 70, the 69 here, and go with that until we don't have an option, you know.
Yeah, that sounds good. Well, you're coming off of turn 2 here. Looks like y'all are lined up, so I'll get you out of here, back to your team channel. I want to wish you good luck, and just once again, you've had a really good run out there tonight. Keep it up.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Just a quick word from our P4 runner right now, 87 of Patrick Haughey. He's been up in the top 5 pretty much all night. Started P6, and I don't think he's fallen below 7th or so tonight. So definitely want to see what he can do as one of our rookies. Going up against the Redux trucks up there, they are 1 and 2. Bit of a different position for them to be. They're not controlling any line right now. They're actually side by side. So Let's see what the trucks behind them decide to do, who they're going to help, what they're going to do. I think we're going to be in for a fun one here.
Yeah, I mean, you know, makes me wonder if we're going to see maybe a little restart game, them trying to get in line, or if they want to control both. I think in this situation, getting both trucks in one lane is probably the move, obviously. You know, not great to not have anybody that you know is going to stick with you. Then again, I mean, Noah Brown didn't really stick with them earlier, so we'll have to see how this plays out as we're coming to the restart zone. Daniel Gore did pick the top. He's going to get rolling, and I think he will move down in front of Jake Scarborough after the line without question.
It looks like that was pretty cut and dry. They did it textbook perfect there. No checkup, no stack up, no anything like that. So now it's up to Patrick up there on the outside, and the Rita, or not the Rita, excuse me, PMR trucks on the inside there. Miller and Beers, currently P3 and P4. Noah, he got punted in the outside there, but still up there in P6 or 7. It doesn't look like his truck has 2 damage.
Oh, Daniel Gore with the block!
Oh, that's a big one. Everybody's involved.
Jake Scarborough almost up and over. That's a big one. Dylan Thomas going through the grass. Daniel Gore still getting hit. Everybody's still getting into it. Patrick Hahey with damage. Bojo with damage. Santiago in the infield. Tim in the infield.
And just like that, Noah, after being in literally the worst benefactor of the last wreck, is now P2. So there's Daytona for you. That's how quickly things can change. Gonna replay up here, see what the heck happened. Looks like if I had to take a guess though, the camera cut away, but the 69 of Gore, he went up to make a block on the outside, and I think that block might have been just a little bit too soon.
I don't know. That was a pretty early
clean block.
there.
I think James just got into him in offset a little bit there. Just a bad bump.
See this aerial view of everybody scattering. Obviously, unfortunate damage there to Daniel Gore. Patrick Hahey getting on it, but see right on board here with Fidel Fabian towards the middle of the pack here. See Patrick Hahey almost coming up off the ground. Jake Scarborough almost coming up off the ground. Fidel's going to lock it down. It gets through it. Almost a little bit of contact with the 71 there, but that right there, that was not a rookie move there from Fidel. That was very, very smooth.
Good. Yeah, good avoidance there. Using the chicane was used for endurance racing here to keep his truck on the track here. On board with Gilberto. Yep, there's the 9. He just kind of parts the seas and a clear track right there. Good on him.
That was very good from Gilberto there. I think Thomas Capuano's calling out that he might have had a good onboard view there. Let these guys gather themselves back up after all of that.
I feel like now is a pretty good time to mention that in OSCA we do 2 green-white checkers, and that last restart did count as our first one. So this restart, whatever happens, will be our race.
And while we're awaiting this restart to get back going, Tate Lytle is now your leader. Austin Beers P2, Noah Brown P3, Matt Hackathorn P4, Gilberto Javier Gomero P5. 2 good teammates. Well, not really. Goody's part-timer, but they're good friends. Dusty and Goody. Goody P6, Dusty P7. Fidel Fabian, after getting through that wreck, P8. Unless I'm looking at it wrong. No, I don't think so. Maybe they're a little shuffle.
D-West is P9. He was in that wreck, spinning all over the place. Doesn't look like there's too much damage on that truck, so wouldn't say he's out of it just yet.
I was just a little confused for a second, because what I'm looking at, it's a little bit different from Carlos's, but I'm like, the trucks are in the same spot, so I'm a little confused. But
Sorry, my mic was muted. What's the issue?
iRacing scoring is a little different than what I'm seeing. Never mind. Nope. We were looking at the iRacing scoring and people have pitted. So Carlos's screen is correct. Gilly is 4th. Noah Brown did pit. Smart, he had a lot of damage. Adam Peeler P7. Goody P8. Thomas P9. Robert Hill P10. No, I think looking at that wreck, I think that was a good block by Daniel, in my opinion.
I think the block was good. He got there on time. The issue with me is that there was too much speed. and
Yeah.
with the position that what that block was put in, they didn't have the other guys had nowhere to go, so they had to hit the back, and at that speed, it's gonna cause that.
It's a little risky.
I don't like the block. I felt like he got there on time, but it's just too much of a speed difference. Well,
Looks like race control has called it on the 69.
So
Okay.
I was pretty. I think that was a good call. I just think, like Carlos was saying, that momentum was good. It was good. The block was great. I just think the situation wasn't the greatest for it. So.
Being told
But yeah,
Patrick has crashed. Oh, Patrick has spun out.
Yeah, he spun out X in the pit.
All right, we're not gonna focus.
I mean, that block that's just quintessential of what you see at the end of Daytona. These trucks, they do punch a big hole. They have a big draft. Just, drivers going for the win. Can't fault it too much. Now we have a whole bunch of different drivers going for the win because all the Redux trucks that were previous up here are no longer up here. So we've got some new players up at the front a little bit. Tate Lytle hasn't really led any laps today, I don't believe. I think he's kind of been hanging around, drafting with his teammates, but he's going to be lining up in the outside of row 1 of the outside line, excuse me. There with Austin Mears, so he's got a teammate behind him. He's probably sitting pretty here.
So I mean, they're not too far behind Tate there. One truck separating. Sorry. David Westergreen is there. Gilberto, who we saw have that great wreck avoidance, up there. Same for Fidel Fabian in P5. We got a lot of guys up here that have put themselves in the right spot. Obviously, this is going to be the last green light checkered here. This is green light checkered number 2. If you would have told me that we wouldn't have had any yellows for the most part, but we'd still use both of our green light checkers, I wouldn't believe it. So, but as we get ready to roll here out of turn 4, as you mentioned, Tate Lytle will lead the field of green from the outside lane against the 2 TMR trucks on the bottom side, Austin Beers and Matt Hackathorn. And we will see how this goes. So hopefully we get back to the white and are able to finish this under green.
Yeah, absolutely. Green flag's out. Good roll for the outside line. Tate Lytle is about a car length ahead of the outside or inside line there. Looks like he's going to cut right in front of Austin Beers. One driver who has not won an OSCA yet, ever, that number 99 of Gilberto Javier Gomera, looking for his first win. We'll see if he can get a good push from that number 9 of David Westergreen behind him. We know he's a very good pusher at these restricted plate tracks and going to be trying to get... I know D West a little bit. He gets a little bit spiteful in these races. If he feels like he's been wronged, he tries to make it right as soon as possible. So he's looking for the middle right here. Yep.
As he's not going to get clear of Beers. He's going to try to squeeze it. They're going to go 3 out of Peeler's getting wrecked.
Yep.
And that's going to be the race. Never mind. Yep, that's it. Caution's out.
Yep.
So
I think it's going to be Beers. Oh, no, what? See, Lytle, or I think Lytle might have had it at the line.
Let's see. That's going to be a call there. Austin Beers is your winner.
Yep, Austin Beers, confirmed. So, we went 77 laps of green tonight, and then we had the last race use up both green white checkers and then a caution. Interesting how that turned out.
Oh no.
What is up?
We had major net code on that wreck. So that's very unfortunate there. But Austin Beers is going to come around and get the checker flag.
See if we can get a replay here. Yep, Carlos on the button as normal. No, Brown's already in the wall there. So we had 3 white here going into turn number 3. I think it started with the 27.
Starts with the up there with the Matt Hackathorn truck.
Oh yeah, you can see
Oh,
Hackathorn start
no.
to blink out.
That is
at the
unfortunate
tarps.
as heck.
Yeah, it's a hard hit for Peeler there. Kind of a jump scare too. Like, I mean, Hackathorn blinked, but there was no contact. So all of a sudden, Adam just gets jolted into the wall.
Yeah, he didn't even know what hit him probably because there wasn't a truck there that hit him. He was gone. Interesting. Well, cap off a mild and wild night of racing here. Austin Beers is going to come out with the win, and that completes the TMR sweep of tonight's festivities here at Daytona.
Congratulations, Ken.
I don't know how to feel about this.
Hey, listen, I know exactly how you feel.
Okay. Yeah, I believe Arcade swept one of these, didn't they?
Yeah, our very first 2 races we swept.
Not to get another party, but South Shore did it last season too. I was one of them.
Oh yeah, dude. Proud of you, man. Where?
But I did. I swore a lot. Not the most fun finish in the world, but it was a finish of all time. But
it was a certified finish.
It was a certified OSCA finish. That's exactly what we got here. Is Austin Beers returns to victory lane. He was the biggest mover from the first half. Went from last to 6th, and caps it off with a victory here tonight. And aforementioned the TMR sweep, along with James Miller. So we get to talk to a couple TMR drivers tonight.
That is TMR's first ever sweep. So we will definitely take that.
And while we see Austin Beers burn it down, we'll go through our results here. And then I've got an idea of the driver that I want to bring up here as the driver that wasn't a winner that we speak to. As again, we see Austin Beers take the win here under yellow, unfortunately, as we weren't able to get back to the white flag. Tate Lytle P2, David Westergreen P3, Gilberto Javier Gamera P4, Fidel Fabian P5, Robert Hill Jr. P6, AJ Plemons 7th, Matt Hackathorn 8th, Neil Rutt 9th, and Jake Scarborough rounds out the top 10.
P11 is Dave Carpenter, P12 Dallas Myhand, P13 is Zach Evans, Dustin Dewar comes home in P14, Timmy Conrad comes home in P15, Goody comes home 16th, Dylan Thomas 17th, Patrick Hahi, I might have commentator cursed him a little bit tonight, had a fantastic run, didn't get the finish he deserved, P18. Bracy 19th, and Daniel Gore involved in that last wreck, P20 for the reigning champion.
We will flip through the bottom half of the grid there. As while we are waiting, everybody's popping into the interview waiting to discuss. I'm going to go ahead and bring up P2 here in half 2 and P5 in half 1, Mr. Tate Lytle. Tate, it's time for the booth. You got a copy?
Unfortunately.
Well, buddy, obviously not the way that you wanted that second half to end there. Just really untimely there. We thought you had it. We were waiting on the yellow to come out, and it took a little too long. But ultimately, a P5 and a P2 here in half 2, and a very good showing for yourself and your South Shore teammates. Walk us through your night and how you felt that second half went for you.
I mean, Daytona's how free is the? This is a little more free than normal interviews, right? I can say what I want.
Yeah.
We'll go PG-13.
All right. Well, you know that Daytona's a shit show, and it's. As Denny Hamlin said, it's about luck, and we got pretty lucky tonight. We kind of got unlucky there at the end of half 2. I was trying to give my teammate the draft, and those cars on the bottom were damaged, so we were going to have the momentum, and we're probably going to be able to clear both of us had it kept green. But I saw him wrecking behind us, and I'm like, where's the yellow? Where's the yellow? Where's the yellow? And then the moment that dude got in front of me, the yellow came out, and I was like, damn it, man. 2 seconds earlier. 2 seconds later, we're chilling, and but I guess that's I mean, Daytona comes down to circumstance. Well, all races come down to circumstance, but Daytona especially. I mean, two top 5s at Daytona. I would have signed up for it at the beginning of the night. So I enjoy racing in this series. It's a lot of fun. The 2 halves with the invert, like I think I said something last year, like it's a little gimmicky, but it's fun here and there. You know what I mean? It's fun to have like the different not taking it seriously almost. Like, I mean, I take it seriously, still want to do good, but like it's more for fun than it is to like try and lay them out there on the dash. But we 2 good runs that might put us close to the point lead after a race. And I mean, point lead after Daytona, I mean, as much as I hate super speedway racing, I will take that.
All right, well, obviously it's not quite the way you wanted it to go, but you still look pretty good out there, and as you said, I think you will do pretty good in the points. So any shout outs you want to give before we let you get out of here and maybe debrief?
Yeah, shout out Brett Wednesdays Gone By, Vintage Racing Apparel. Shout out to Traders Brewing Company. I'm going to try and get some brews from Traders so I can have them on the broadcast. I don't know if you're looking at me, but have one.
We are.
Maybe right here right here, one-hand it and just get that sponsor, get that activation going. So shout out Traders Brewing Company, D West South Shore. Good run for us, and we really probably should have won that second race, but that's how racing goes. It'll at some point it'll even itself out throughout the year, and that's part of racing.
All right, buddy. Well, we appreciate you coming up here and giving us your time, and hopefully next weekend's a little bit better for you, and maybe you'll have a little bit better luck with that yellow. Hopefully it doesn't come down to it next time.
Where's next weekend?
I believe we're at North Wilkesboro.
Oh boy, yeah, there'll be plenty of yellow. Yep, we'll see you there.
All right, buddy. Have a good night.
Later.
That was Tate Leiter. Tate Lytle, your runner-up
Say that
here
again?
in half two. Tate Leiter, apparently, and I believe. Are we doing the three interviews?
Yeah,
this
we
year,
can do
Tyler?
three. We can do three. Yeah.
All right, so then we'll do race number 1 winner. Cam, I will let you get this one. I'll get him up here for you.
Yeah, I got James Miller here. He is my driver. You are the winner of half number 1 in a TMR sweep tonight. Why don't you take us through that that first half of tonight, and take us through your second half too, because that one ended a little bit differently for you.
Yeah. Hey, great way to start the year off for the team. First race, we were just cruising, running around, trying to save fuel, trying to stretch as long as we could. Yeah, we just tried to pit away from the big packs and then make up some time on our own. And we seemed to keep jumping every pit stop. And then the last stop, I had a really good stop. Almost too good, because I had a huge lead when I left pit road. And I was like, there's no way this is going to work out for us. And the field flew past me, a couple of leaders there. And then I had Austin line up behind me and push me all the way to the front. And just had to avoid a couple blocks. And made a great move into 3, and that was it. Won the damn race.
Yeah, that's got to be a good feeling for you, because I don't believe you've won since like the race 5 or so last season. It's race 5 or 6. One of those single-digit numbers.
It's been a while, and I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, because we started off last season really hot, and then it all went to a bad word. So I don't know if this is good or not, but with me fashion, I still finished outside the top 20 in the second race, so I guess some things will change.
There you go. Well, either way, it's a good run. I don't think that what happened that second half was a takedown. So all good there.
Yeah. Blocks happen. Tried to hit him square, and just way too much momentum, and wasn't expecting him to go to the wall, and unfortunately it jacked the car up, and around we went. I don't know what happened. I could not. It felt like the track bar broke when I was driving around after fixing it. It was just everywhere. But
well, we got North Wilkesboro next week. How are you feeling about that event? And what is your Gold Star event on the schedule? Which one are you looking forward to the most?
Gold Star event Montreal. No reason. I mean, I'm sure we'll do good at North Wilkesboro. A little bit concerned with the 2 caution penalty, and you're out. That might bite me. Hopefully not. Mr. Probation over here. So yeah, we'll just try to keep it clean. Try to pick cars off as we go, and hopefully get 2 consistent good finishes.
Well, there you go. You heard it from the horse's mouth himself. James Miller has a win and has made it through 2 halves of an event without being on probation. So,
woohoo!
Starting off good here. But thank you. It was a pleasure to interview you as your team owner. It's pretty cool.
Hey, pleasure to drive for you.
No bias up here whatsoever.
Not at all.
I'll let you get back to celebrating or sleeping or doing whatever you do after a race. Probably working on something random.
Hey.
And we'll get Austin Beers up here. We'll get him.
Hey,
well, hold on.
Him.
We're gonna get one driver
Yeah,
before.
Before we get Austin Beers, just get one more.
Get him up here. All right, I'm standing here with David Westgreen. David, you got a copy?
I got you, buddy. I beg for one question. I'll get one question.
All right. Well, obviously that yellow didn't end the way that you wanted it to. I know you were a little frustrated and
A little.
voiced your opinion over the radio. And obviously we just spoke to Tate, who said that it was 2 seconds earlier that everybody would be fine. So obviously, just how do you feel like your night went overall?
That was a great night. I feel great to be pissed off that I'm finished third in night. And it's been a while since I had one of them halves. One of them OSCA nights where I was able to run up front and have some good teamwork. The South Shore Fords were real fast tonight, and I got to thank Bite Side Sports, Traders Brewing Company, and Pushkin the Cat, of course, and Ray for making our paint team, because they looked awesome tonight, and we're going to be up front all year long, and I'm pretty excited about this year, man. The truck's fun. I can't wait. I am a little disappointed that we didn't get a win in either half. We were right there, just couldn't make it happen. So happy for it. Glad to jump up and get an interview, but I know Carlos is trying to go to bed. He's a tired old man there, so he gets cranky when it gets late.
No, hey,
So
you can
I'll
take
hop
the time
out,
you
but
need.
but no, it just wanted to throw it in there because I had a really good night. I don't know when the next one will be. I'm gonna try to get back up here and talk to you guys a bunch, and make sure you bring me up if you want like an interview during the race or something during one of them cautions. I'll be happy to come talk to you.
All right, buddy. Well, obviously, you guys looked great all night. We were talking about you. You guys were working together pretty well. Hopefully next week at North Wilkesboro, you'll have a little bit better luck, and we expect to talk to you pretty soon. I know that you love these trucks, and you guys are always quick. So
I imagine North Wilkesboro won't be the place you talk to me, because Kynan will probably put me in the outcrop there and send me flying to the infield like he did a couple years ago. But first race with the Iron Man scheme. I'm the all-time leader in starts in OSCA, but I thought it was cool to roll that out, especially there's some uncertainty as to whether we'll do another season after this one. But I'm happy that we got such a good run, and I'll turn it over to, I think you're probably going to talk to Beers, so I'll turn it over to Beers here. But I can't wait to watch the broadcast back. I'm sure you guys did a great job, and I hope you guys are awesome, because I know both of you guys are really fun to race with, and I can't wait to hear you talk about us.
all right, buddy. Well, we appreciate it. And unless Cam's got anything for you, I think we're gonna go ahead and let you get out of here and get back to debriefing.
I don't want to talk to that guy. I'm out of here.
All right, that was
All
David
right.
Westbury. And Cam, I'm gonna let you get your other driver and your second race winner of the night here, Mr. Austin Beers. I'll get him for you.
Thank you. I am the luckiest man at iRacing alive right now. Austin, sorry, you were in the middle of something. I'm sorry. You were my
I was
driver.
telling you guys to pull me up. I was waiting for it.
Yeah, you are my driver, and I got a sleep tonight. TMR with the freaking sleep. That's pretty cool. Tell us about your half number 2, because that was an interesting race for you. You were kind of back in the pack a little bit, got to the front, and then all hell broke loose.
Yeah, so I joined. I missed qualifying. I missed practice. I was coming to the green when I joined our Discord, so I was definitely on time tonight. But so that should tell you how much planning we did. But then once we got in there, we kind of figured it out with pit strategy, finding each other both halves, just when to pit. I think we did, me, James, Matt, and Tom did a great job of finding each other, coming in and out of pit road, and just, kind of not controlling the race, but being right where we needed to be. And, it was a pleasure working with those guys on Team Mixed Rich. But, yeah, I got kind of rather be lucky than good type of finish there. I was pushing James to the lead again for the second time tonight, and somebody made a block. It just wasn't going to work. We were going way too fast. If you listen to any NASCAR podcast this week so far, you got to realize that you can't win the race on the backstretch by throwing a dumb block and getting everybody wrecked. So that's what ended up happening. We had a lap and a half left for whoever threw the block to make their way back up to the lead. So, but yeah, I got in the wreck, got a lot of damage, and kind of thought I was just gonna hold up a line on the way back, but just had enough power, I guess, enough arrow to be able to hold my own there, and got a nice little, we'll call it a phantom push by Matt. Gained a little speed and was able to just clip old Tate for the win there when the yellow came out. I gave Barney a 50 before the race. He helped me with the flag throwing and kind of helped me out, and I'll take the win.
Sometimes those NASCAR officials do work in your favor. It's good to hear. Do have 2 random questions well, they're not random. They're questions that are relevant to what we're doing here. I would like to know, number 1, what about this season has you most excited for what's to come? And number 2, what is your most excited race coming up?
Let me look at the schedule. So I'm just excited to be back in the trucks. Obviously, I mean the Xfinity cars are my favorite cars, but I love how the trucks race. You got to keep your momentum up a lot. It's not like the Xfinity car where like if you're at a short track, you know, you can gain a lot on the exit of the corner, but in the trucks you got to keep your momentum up. But I'm excited. Definitely, I think I'm gonna be able to run the full season this year for the first time. I was gonna win the championship I think last year, and I had to go to New Hampshire to race, so I missed the season finale and lost to Gavel, I think. But I'm definitely excited to go anywhere that's not a road course, because I hate road courses. So Watkins Glen's not gonna be fun, but Richmond I have a win in real life, so kind of have a little advantage when we go there, and I'm excited to head back there. But you know, I'm excited to be with this team Xfinity. We blended right away. Obviously I've known Tom for years now, and getting to know James tonight really, and working with my old teammate Hackathorn. I'm just excited for the whole season really.
Absolutely. And just for me personally, I mean, I've raced you in a few different cars, and you've always been up there on my F3. So I think that's going to be one hell of an addition to the team, and I cannot wait to see what comes of that. Definitely not talking about my team whatsoever on the broadcast. It's definitely about Daytona. But thank you for joining us tonight. Good win, good race there in the second half, and I know we're going to be talking to you again. So we'll keep you up here.
Yeah,
we'll keep you plugged up here.
No, I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody that helps out. Hacks Discord, Black Flag Podcast, Short Race Cars, Shark Lounge, obviously Tom for Fenceline Films, Team Mixed Rich, of course. But yeah, I'm excited for the season. Like I said, hopefully we're back up here more often. Just keep adding to the old win total. Glad Team Mixed Rich could get the old sweep right there. Really good start to the year for us. We'll go on to wherever we go next, which is
North Wilkesboro.
Wilkesboro. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm excited about next week. I missed that one. North Wilkesboro is a badass racetrack. I got 2 poles there in real life as well, so I love that racetrack on the sim and in real life. So I'm excited to head there next week. But thanks to you guys for the awesome broadcast per usual. Vic for putting up with us idiots.
Absolutely. Yep. Drivers are always idiots. Can confirm. Am indeed one of those idiots. Well, thank you for that, Austin. Appreciate you talking with us. We know we'll talk to you again, so let you go party, get some sleep, maybe do both at the same time.
Yeah, sounds like a plan. Thanks, guys.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, that concludes our interviews for tonight.
That was not really what we were expecting. I think we talked about how wild it was maybe going to get after we settled in, and truthfully that the whole first half went caution free. Get to half 2, we think it's going to be the same thing, and everybody getting out of pit road caused a little chaos, and we ended up using both green white checkers. But overall I was a pretty successful season opener for everybody at OSCA, and I think that just shows that we're going to have a really exciting season left to keep rolling with.
If you thought what you saw here tonight, though, was what you're going to see all season, you're terribly wrong, though, because we got, you heard it from a couple drivers and us as well. North Wilkesboro is next week, so these trucks are going to be just as close as they were tonight, just on a much smaller track, beating and banging, and that no caution thing we saw tonight, not going to be the case next week.
Absolutely not. And we want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. We hope you had a great time. We hope you enjoyed the show. And we hope that you would come back next week and join us as we're live here, same time for North Wilkesboro. For myself, Cameron Rich, Carlos Acosta, everybody at OSCA, and 3Y TV. Appreciate you tuning in, and good night.